Yeah.
And I can tell you if they go or something.
Yeah.
Weird. Because if I play it on my phone, then that'll bounce on you.
It's not pulling up on.
Oh, did he hit? Oh, no, there's... Oh, right here. This is like...
Look at my butt.
I'll tell you.
Okay. Well, here we go with our test stream for tomorrow's 24-hour Gaming for Guts marathon for finishing up Crohn's Awareness Week and IBD Awareness Week. Don't know if anyone's watching, but that's okay. I'll act like there are people watching. Doing a little Castlevania again, because, you know, that's kind of what I do. I'll apologize in advance if the game glitches out, because it was acting up a little bit ago when I was trying to get everything started. And of course, me being the old man that I am, I'm going to be doing retro games.
Oh, your audio sounds fine.
Okay, perfect. Because the TV is loud enough that I can hear it and enjoy the great music from Castlevania. And
Your mic is so strong, I can hear you just well, and I can hear the audio.
Okay, well that's good. I might need to turn the gain down on this just a little bit.
No, you stop.
Okay. And we were, well, you know, I was just starting to get everything kind of set up with everything I'm going to be using. And it looks like I'm going to be playing on about 9 different systems tomorrow. Because I'm a crazy man. I've got a little bit of an idea of what I want to do, though. I think it's gonna be fun. We're gonna do a little Castlevania history. We're gonna play through a bunch of the old games, like Castlevania 3, like I'm playing now. I'll play through 1 and 2. Play through 4. And what I thought would be fun would be to show like the differences between the Castlevania Rondo of Blood that was released on the PC Engine CD in Japan only. I've got that downloaded on my Wii. The difference between that, Castlevania Dracula X on Super Nintendo, and then maybe even play a little bit of Symphony of the Night as well. So we can kind of see the progression of that little bit of the series. But that might be a fun way to spend part of the day. Also gonna do, since, you know, we've got brand new Star Wars movies coming out, a little bit of Star Wars gaming history. So we're gonna play through a little bit of Star Wars on the Atari, the Super Star Wars games that were on the Super Nintendo, and something else too. It's gonna be a little bit of a surprise. I hope it's a surprise.
What was the last time you played?
I played a little bit of them, maybe within the last year. And what's funny is when I started to play through them, it reminded me, well, I used to be able to beat those games, or, you know, be pretty good at them. I mean, I beat Super Return of the Jedi on, like, Jedi Master or whatever the toughest setting is before, and I think I played a little bit of it on like the easiest level and just got creamed. So it'll be interesting to see exactly how all of that goes.
Are you gonna play them in a George Lucas voice and tell us it was?
No,
Good.
I don't know how to do the George Lucas voice.
It's like a Kermit voice, but like half Kermit.
This is gonna be part of my original vision.
Yeah. See,
On Sesame Street.
on episode 1,
On episode 1.
Jar Jar was gonna be played by Big Bird.
Actually, I just learned a fun fact. You know who wanted to play Jar Jar Binks?
No.
Michael Jackson.
Are they two?
He wanted to. He was petitioning to play Jar Jar Binks.
So it'd be like,
Yes.
you so crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if that would have made it better or worse.
Anakin, there's a storm coming.
If he would have moonwalked out. I heard some crazy theory they were talking about on other podcasts. They were saying there was some idea that when Phantom Menace came out, George Lucas had wanted to have Jar Jar eventually be like a big villain. And again, this was like a theory.
Oh yeah, I've seen that fan theory that popped up within the last like month, where people were saying, Jar Jar was really a Sith. And like the big thing they point to is the scene in episode 1 when Jar Jar, no, or maybe it's in episode 2 where Jar Jar suggests that they need to grant like executive powers to Palpatine to stop the set. Yeah. And it's like, well, Palpatine was there too, and he's already had a bunch of influence over like the entire Senate. So the fact that Jar Jar was saying it didn't mean anything. To me, everyone was just under the influence of Palpatine. So, you know, and I know like the theory points to like other examples of why you know, Jar Jar is really a Sith and whatnot. It makes for a nice story, but it doesn't make sense to me.
Well, the theory was also that like people hated the character so much. Then George Lucas was like, yeah, maybe I'd go. But apparently the actor that played Jar Jar was, you know, you're gonna be like the next big iconic character like Mickey Mouse. You know? Yeah, he was telling him like this character is gonna be so big when this movie comes out that everyone's gonna love you so much. Because, you know, I saw a behind the scenes thing how they filmed Jar Jar. And this guy's wearing like a costume.
Yeah, like a big Jar Jar suit.
And well, the head up is actually like his head is in the head. And then the stuff above is whatever I guess. But the guy was doing the voices. So it was like a big mascot. But yeah, George Lucas was like, oh man, you know, you're doing the voice and the characteristics, you're gonna be this iconic character. Everyone's gonna love Jar Jar. Because they said that he loved the stuff like it's all the cute. So he loved Jar Jar. Like you need to think about the older people watching that we go, what the
Yeah, well, there's a lot of fans who are young aren't fans because they were kind of they were okay with them, and when there's a lot of people.
Yeah. Don't do it. And as a kid, Ewoks kind of freaked me out.
Obviously.
I'm okay with them now, but as a kid, I'm like, their eyes look just so soulless. They're like little evil bears.
Well, have you seen the meme going around that it's of Wicket, and he's like, says, I was a Care Bear and then I discovered meth.
That makes more sense.
Yep.
And then, okay, there was the two movies. There was Battle for Endor, right?
Yeah, and I can't remember what the other one was.
And then the other Ewok movie.
Yeah, those are made for TV movies. And then there's the Ewok cartoon to go along with the droid cartoon.
Okay, so here's the question. 'Cause I haven't watched the Ewok movies since I was a kid. Which... I almost want to say, which do you think is worse? The Ewok movies or the Star Wars Holiday Special?
I'm gonna have to go with the Holiday Special.
A friend of mine posted that link on YouTube for the Holiday Special. You watched the whole thing. I can't get more than 2 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
Like, even to make fun of it, I can't watch for more than 20 minutes.
It came out
So-
in 70... Did it come out in 77 or 78? I think it came out in 78. Maybe even
I know
79.
it was sometime after the first movie, but like, the whole idea is that like the Wookiees are celebrating Life Day at Christmas, and for some reason they have all these random people just everybody's. It's like a really bad moment.
Yeah, it's like it's supposed to be like a variety show, or
But without
Like a
with-
Muppet.
without the things you like to watch Muppets, like humor, things that make just really bad and stuff to watch. Like Chewbacca has this weird extended Wookiee.
yeah, he's
And they're
got
all just kind of hanging out, and it's like there's no reason for any of them. Hey, here's the priest, Nick. He says I'm up in this. What's up? He's watching. Which, okay, Nick, since you're watching, I know you've seen both the Ewok movies, and I'm guessing you've seen the Star Wars Holiday Special. Which one is worse?
See, I really gotta go with the Holiday Special because it is so notorious for being horrible that,
It's just your
yeah. And, like, the little clips of it I've seen, I mean, it was hard to watch. Whereas, I mean, yeah, there's not any great acting in, the Ewok movies, but, they're at least kind of watchable.
I don't remember. Oh, I remember they were like little kids with the Ewoks.
Yeah.
And that's it. And I'm guessing there was like no other Star Wars stuff in the movie.
I don't
though?
think so. I think it was just the Ewoks. But you know, when you're a kid and you'd just seen Return of the Jedi, and it's like, oh, there's this new thing that I get to see with Star Wars song, because you know you're going with the expectation of, you know, maybe a Luke Skywalker, or
That's
you know,
why I watched
even a C-3PO will show up, but
Oh, man,
yeah.
ain't enough Colt 45 to make this tolerable. Turns around and walks out.
You know, and the only time you see Lando on Endor is at the very end
'Cause
when
he
he's
knows
telling the
better.
story. Yeah, like when the party's going on.
There's nothing there for Lando. He's trying to get back where he belongs, up in the clouds. I love when Lando first meets Princess Leia. His whole demeanor, he goes from Lando the guy to Lando the sleazebag. He goes, well, hello. And like Billy D's smoothness just grips. Like he can't help it. He's like, oh, no. There's no one else in the scene with him. He sees no one else. And Princess Leia's kind of like, it's like Han's just brought his girlfriend.
Yeah.
And Lando's like, move. Who are you? And code 45 here in Cloud City. Also, I have a kid.
And then later he steals Han's clothes.
Yeah. A lot of people talk about the prequels too. I remember one guy was talking about, you know, like you can say what you do and don't like about reasons, but he brought up a good point. I remember this too. He said when each of those movies came out, I remember people cheering in the theater at a certain point. It's like, we cheered when Darth Maul showed up. I know I did. He's like in episode 2 when Yoda pulled out his lightsaber. We cheered for that.
That
My theater cheered
audience
for that.
erupted when Yoda pulled out the lightsaber.
And like the last 30
Like,
minutes,
actually, when he came like hobbling around, it was like, you know, there was a bit of clapping, but when he like opens up his robe and like force grabs his lightsaber, I mean, that place just exploded because we didn't know we were gonna see Master Yoda grab that lightsaber and